Welcome to Bedtime Bliss, where every night we weave a tapestry of wonder, magic, and serenity. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the weight of the day drift away. Here, in this cozy corner of the universe, stories come alive to carry you to faraway lands, where the stars whisper secrets and dreams take flight. Whether you seek the comfort of familiar tales, or the excitement of new adventures, each story is a gentle lullaby for your imagination. So snuggle in, let your mind wander, and prepare for a journey to the heart of your dreams. This is your place to relax, to dream, and to drift off into a peaceful slumber. Welcome to Bedtime Bliss, where the magic of bedtime begins. Settle gently into the present moment. Bring your attention to where your body meets the bed. Notice where your weight presses into the mattress, where you sink a little deeper into its support. Allow your ears to take in any surrounding sounds without assigning names or meanings to them. With your eyes closed, envision the space around you, the familiar objects, the contours of the room, the hues of the walls and ceiling. Now, see yourself here, serene, cocooned in comfort, like a star resting in the vast cosmos. Take one final, luxurious breath and release it like a sigh of pure bliss. Now that you're relaxed and on your way to a good night's sleep, let your mind wander to an enchanting, faraway place, a magical city reminiscent of a fairy tale. It is here, in this fairy tale land, that our story begins. Let's explore the streets and buildings where everyday people live. Rows of houses are joined together, each with small yards and gardens behind them. Constructed from sand-colored stones and topped with golden roof tiles, they shine like treasures in the daylight. It's a beautiful late afternoon, and the sun radiates warmth against a clear blue sky. The light illuminates the townsfolk as they stroll along the stone paths and cobbled roads. We see a friendly woman walking her dog, while a group of children heads home from school, books in hand. They greet her with waves and pause to pet her dog's fluffy head before continuing on their way. On another street, workers push wooden carts filled with goods. One man sells flowers, his cart bursting with vibrant colors. The sweet fragrance of the blooms wafts through the air, trailing behind him as he moves past the golden houses, where parents and children are starting to return home. He eventually arrives at his shop, where he unloads the remaining flowers for sale tomorrow, except for a bouquet of bright red roses he intends to take home for his wife. As he packs up for the evening, he chats happily with the baker next door, who is also preparing for her final delivery of the day, a large order from the palace for freshly baked bread, pastries, donuts, and other delightful treats. As she travels, the bustling shop fronts fade into the distance, and the lush countryside comes alive. The surrounding landscape is rich and green, dotted with the occasional farmhouse or shepherd tending to their flock of sheep. It's wonderfully peaceful here, with fresh, clean air. The road curves uphill, bordered by a vibrant forest on both sides. Besides the rhythmic clopping of hooves and wheels on the road, the only sounds come from the trees swaying in the breeze and the gentle chirping of birds returning to their nests. Eventually, the road straightens and the forest opens up, revealing the royal palace atop the hill. It's exactly what you'd expect from a fairy tale. A colossal fortress with white walls and pinkish grey roofs, featuring a grand silver gate at the front. Two guardsmen in pristine silver and purple uniforms stand at either side of the gate. Their serious expressions soften when they spot the baker approaching. They wave cheerfully and open the gate for her. Once inside, the horses follow a neat path through the beautiful royal gardens, filled with plants and flowers of every color and stunning trees reaching for the sky. At the front of the castle, a handsome white fountain sprays water from an elegant marble statue. 2 staircases rise toward each other, meeting at a balcony where a massive front door stands open. The baker brings her horses to a stop between the fountain and the steps, hops off her seat, and greets the kitchen maids waiting there. Dressed in black dresses with white aprons and lacy white hats, they are always delighted to see her and her boxes of sweet treats. They stroke the horses' noses before lifting the boxes from the cart and waving goodbye as the baker takes up the reins once more to head back through the palace gate. Evening approaches. While the baker and her horses return home, the palace kitchen staff still have work to do. They carry the boxes of baked goods inside, helping the cook unpack and prepare the final touches for tonight's royal meal. Rolls of fresh golden bread sit on silver trays alongside bowls of hot, creamy soup. Just the first of many courses to be served that night. The staff exits the kitchen gracefully, walking across a panel of purple carpet into the palace's main hall, where the royal family, comprising the prince, his mother the queen, and his father the king, are already seated at a long marble table against a backdrop of grand arched windows. The queen is resplendent in a gown of ruby red velvet, while the king and prince wear stylish suits of blue and silver, each adorned with crowns decorated with jewels of every color. The baker's golden rolls are a particular favorite of the family. Although it's not proper etiquette, all 3 of them enjoy dipping the buttered, crispy bread into their soup. Between bites, they engage in pleasant conversation, discussing the day's events and pressing matters of the kingdom. Naturally, the topic of marriage soon arises. The king and queen ask their son if he has found a suitable bride yet, and, as always, he replies that he has not. The prince has traveled far and wide in search of a worthy princess, but has yet to find the right one. He has met many nice ladies, but none have felt like the princess meant for him. Seeing his distress, his mother reassures him that the right person will come along when he least expects it. Just as she speaks, a rumble of thunder echoes outside the castle. The family gazes through the massive windows, watching the darkening sky filled with deep silver clouds. A flash of lightning illuminates the grand hall, quickly followed by the sound of heavy rain pouring down over the thick palace walls. The royal family welcomes the storm, relishing the wild and chaotic weather, and thus conversation dwindles as they enjoy their meal. In the soft golden candlelight, they savor each delicious bite while listening to the storm symphony. Nearby, a large fire crackles to life in the expansive stone hearth, filling the hall with warmth and light. The logs crackle, amplifying the contrast between the cold, wet outdoors and the cozy indoors. By the time dessert, a treacle sponge pudding soaked in hot yellow custard arrives, their spirits are high. The storm has begun to subside. The thunder and lightning have ceased, and the rain has softened to a gentle patter against the palace walls and rooftops, trickling down the hall's grand windows in an assortment of shapes and patterns. The king, having finished his pudding, stands by the window, gazing through the rivulets of water at the vast, beautiful city below. His quiet thoughts are interrupted by the approach of a guardsman, whose damp footsteps cross the carpet and marble floor. The guardsman announces that a princess has arrived at the palace gate, seeking shelter from the storm. The king gestures for him to invite her inside. When she enters, the king offers her his own seat near the fireplace and requests that food be brought to her immediately. The woman who steps into the hall is drenched from head to toe. Her hair is a tangled mess, and raindrops drip from her nose onto her cloak. To the royal family, she looks little like a princess, yet they are impressed by her graciousness as she repeatedly thanks them for their kindness. They watch her curiously as she dips bread rolls into her soup, just as they had done earlier, pausing only to comment on how delicious the rolls are and to express her admiration for the storm, though it's clear she would have preferred to enjoy it from inside the palace. As she dries by the fireplace, she seems to grow more lovely and princess-like with each passing moment. The prince is captivated. Few princesses he has met across the land have seemed as kind and genuine as this one, and none, he thinks, would be adventurous enough to walk such a distance in the rain. However, his mother remains skeptical. She is used to meeting princesses at balls and dinners, dressed in their finest gowns, often accompanied by a retinue of royal relatives. This girl arrived alone, without a tiara or crown, her wet hair dripping onto the palace floors. While she possesses the manners of a princess and her son appears smitten, the queen wonders if this stranger might be an imposter, an actress pretending to be royal. To test the young woman's claim, the queen devises a plan. While everyone else enjoys hot cocoa with marshmallows around the fireplace, she sets her plan into motion. Following her instructions, the maids collect mattresses and duvets from 19 guest rooms and bring them to the grand room where the young woman will stay. The queen meets them there, holding a single green pea. Watch as she places the pea in the middle of the bottom mattress, then steps back as the 19 other mattresses are stacked on top, followed by 20 duvets and several fluffy pillows. What a sight it is! A bed so high it nearly touches the ceiling. Before her plan is complete, the queen requests a ladder to be placed beside the bed, ensuring the young woman can climb in. With everything in place, the king, queen, and prince retire to their rooms, looking forward to a restful night's sleep. Their guest is escorted to the beautiful guest room, her mouth agape at the sight of the incredible bed. She stands beside it in silky white pajamas borrowed from the queen, counting the layers, 20 mattresses and 20 duvets in total. What a treat this will be, she whispers dreamily before climbing the ladder and snuggling into the warm blankets, closing her eyes. The next morning, the princess awakens after a night that was anything but restful. Despite the bed's grandeur, she struggled to find comfort and woke several times, feeling something hard pressing into her back. It was not a good night's sleep. However, she's not one to dwell on complaints, so she climbs down the ladder, ready to greet a new day with a smile. Her spirits lift further with a lovely warm bubble bath in a tub the size of a small swimming pool. She floats in the soapy water, washing away her tiredness with a soft sponge and luxurious soaps. Her hair gets a wash too, using a creamy pink shampoo that smells of delicious strawberries. Laying back, she sings a lovely song, relishing the warmth of the water. By the time she steps out and into a fluffy robe, her sleepless night is nearly forgotten. Returning to her bedroom, she finds her outfit from the previous day, washed, dried and ironed, hanging ready on the wardrobe door. She pulls it on, one piece at a time, delighting in the softness of the fresh fabric against her skin. The lovely sea blue dress, a perfect match for her eyes, reaches just above the floor. Made of rich velvet, it cinches at the waist with silver-colored silk and features puff sleeves with silver-threaded edges in a wavy pattern. Clean and dressed, the princess feels like herself again. Once a maid has styled her hair, pinning it up with pearl-tipped clips, She looks every bit the princess. The royal family is taken aback when she arrives for breakfast in the main hall, looking so different from the last time they saw her. She carries the fragrance of soap and strawberries, wafting over the table like a sweet blanket. Even the queen is impressed. However, the queen must be sure that this stranger is indeed a real princess. As the family enjoys their morning croissants, golden and buttery, as the baker always makes them, the queen begins to inquire about the girl's sleep. The princess wishes to be honest without appearing impolite. Sipping her freshly squeezed orange juice, she considers her words. "Your Majesty," she begins, "I have never slept in a bed so tall and grand as that one. Climbing into it was a wonderful adventure." Clearing her throat a little nervously, she adds, "But honestly, I did not sleep well. No matter what position I was in, I felt something hard and uncomfortable. I can't begin to think of what was in that bed." At her words, the queen laughs heartily, soon joined by the king, who already knows of his wife's clever plan. The queen explains that what the girl felt was a tiny green pea, proving she must indeed be a princess. Only a true royal princess would be sensitive enough to detect a solitary pea between 20 mattresses and 20 duvets. The table erupts into laughter, followed by sincere apologies from the queen for doubting the young woman's sincerity. "I suppose it might help if I were to wear my crown," the princess says, "but alas, it's so heavy that I only bring it out for special occasions." The king, queen, and prince each wear crowns, and it's true, their crowns are as heavy as they are beautiful. "You're absolutely right, my dear," the king replies. "It really is a heavy thing. I don't know why we wear ours so often. Just habit, I suppose." With that, the king lifts his hands to his head and removes his golden, jewel-encrusted crown, setting it down on the table with a wide grin, delighted to be free of the extra weight. Seeing his relief, the queen and prince follow suit, taking off their crowns and placing them on the marble table. This marks the beginning of many breakfasts shared by the merry foursome. The prince, having decided that this girl is indeed a princess, believes she is the one he is meant to marry. He knew it the moment she arrived, her hair dripping wet as she dipped bread rolls into her soup, her eyes lighting up as she spoke of the storm. Just as his mother had suggested, the right girl appeared when he least expected it. And this is where our story ends. Yet it is only the beginning for the young prince and princess. Over the coming months, they will spend much time together, growing to love each other more with each passing day. Eventually, they will marry in the main hall of the royal palace, its floors scattered with red roses provided by the florist we met earlier. Their wedding will be the social event of the year, attended by everyone in the city, featuring a spectacular towering wedding cake designed by the baker herself. They married in a grand celebration, surrounded by laughter, flowers, and the warmth of their loved ones. Their story became the city's favorite tale, reminding all who heard it that sometimes the greatest adventures begin with the simplest acts of kindness.